Hi everyone, it's Carolyn here. Welcome back to Encounter Encouragement. Our topic tonight is one in which many of you have participated on one side or the other, or maybe even both. The topic is giving and receiving advice. Now, whether or not you like it, advice is often unsolicited. And you get it, whether you want it or not. And there's a reason that it's unsolicited. And that is because most people do not like to be told what to do. I don't know if any of you do, but I don't like to be told what to do. So my suggestion, or advice if you will, is don't offer advice in the first place. But I know many of you will, and I'm not going to fault you for that. We all do it. So, in terms of the fact that you will be offering advice and you will be receiving advice, whether you ask for it or not, let's talk about the difference between telling somebody and suggesting to somebody. Now, I think that telling somebody what to do is rather harsh. It creates negative feelings, hurt feelings can be happening on both the giving and receiving side. It tells, you tell somebody what to do, and what they hear is, you're not good enough. You need to do things my way because I'm right and you're wrong. Do it my way. That's what they hear when you tell them this is what you have to do. It comes across very blunt and very harsh, and nobody likes that. Suggesting, on the other hand, feels less harsh and much more kind, because what it's saying is, even though you're doing a good job, there are ways that it could potentially be better or easier for you, and I'm going to be here to give you some options that might help you out to see things a little bit differently so that maybe it will be easier for you. Now, either way, it's not always easy. So how do we do this, both give and receive, graciously? In receiving graciously, you want to start with a thank you. Thank you for your interest. I really appreciate that you are here for me. I'm going to keep these ideas in mind, and I'm going to make the best decision for my situation. Now, we all live different lives. So we know that what works for you may or may not work for me. And that's okay, because I don't have to answer for your life and you don't have to answer for mine. Now, how do we decline graciously? Again, we have to thank you for your interest. I appreciate the offer. I don't think this is going to work for my situation, but I do thank you for caring enough to tell me. Okay? It should be the end of it. It doesn't necessarily mean it will. In keeping close personal friendships, you have to have boundaries. My best friend and I, we have some boundaries. We have this rule. And the rule is that she can give me as much advice as she wants. I can give her as much advice as I want. And neither one of us can be angry if the other one doesn't take the advice. Because in the end, she answers for her situation and her family. I answer for my situation and my family. Our families are different. I can't compare apples and oranges. I can't compare her family and my family. The advice that I would give might work for me, but it might not work for her, and vice versa. So we have this unwritten rule. We very rarely offer advice, but if we do, it's just out there. Do with it what you will. Use it, don't use it, it doesn't matter to me. It's just an opportunity to show you the way I see things and maybe help you do things in a way that's easier for you. It's a way to say, I care about you, but I'm not trying to take over your life. Now, I suspect that each one of you has somebody in your life that incessantly gives you advice, whether you want it or not. And I hope that this helps in terms of graciously accepting when the advice is to your liking and to working for your family, and that you can graciously decline when it doesn't fit you. And I hope that other people will be able to understand the decline. Maybe you can tell me about some of the situations where you have not asked for information, not asked for advice, but you've been given it, and how you handled it. Because what you have to deal with may have been different than what I've dealt with. So give me some ideas on how you handle unsolicited advice and how and why you offer unsolicited advice. I would really be interested in hearing about it and maybe finding out what works for you and what doesn't. Feel free to leave comments below, and that's my little doggy in the background there, so I'm just trying to keep him quiet by giving him little treats. So feel free to ignore his wagging tail when it happens to be there. Anyway, I hope to see you all soon. That's my take on giving and receiving advice. And again, like I said, I hope to see you soon. Until then, you have a very, very blessed day. Thanks for joining me, all.